Hi, everybody. This is Jim Cornette, pro wrestling legend, and you're listening to the Book in the Territory Unprofessional Wrestling Podcast.
Woo, Messi, this is professional wrestler Jimmy Valiant, the Boogie Woogie Man. Tell my people, my brothers and sisters, don't you dare miss Booking the Territory. Oh, yeah.
This is a one-man gang. You're listening to Booking the Territory Pro Wrestling Podcast.
This is the artist formerly known as Daryl Van Horn, James Mitchell, the Sinister Minister, and I'm here to let you know I would rather slam my cock in a car door than to miss the dulcet tones of Hard Body Harper, my illegitimate son, on Booking the Territory podcast.
Welcome back, everyone, to this week's episode of Booking the Territory, the unprofessional wrestling podcast, where today we're talking NWA Saturday Night on TBS from August the 27th, 1988. I'm sitting here with Doc. Harper's not on just yet, but he is supposed to be joining us shortly. Before I ask Doc how he's doing, I do want to say we hope you had a great Christmas, a happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, or if you celebrate nothing, we hope your December 25th was great, and we wish you a very happy new year, which is coming this coming week as of this dropping on, what did I say this was going to drop on? December 26th, 2019. Doc, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Harper must be late getting back from the North Pole because I heard he went up there to bang Mrs. Claus while Santa was out on his route.
That would be like him.
Harperizing Mrs. Claus, getting her all, that old dusty claptrap of a pussy all worn out.
Come on, man. That's not classy.
What the hell's
wrong with you, man?
Old broads need love too.
Are you stealing my line? I used to say that big broads need love too.
Yeah, well, big broads will suck a dick because they know they got it.
Okay.
Hey, so how was your Christmas? Did you put together a bunch of toys and shit, or just watch your kids open video games?
I mean, mine are older. They're beyond the toy stage, and most of them are into video games and various other things. One of them wanted a bunch of clothes, so actually the whole toy, I'm past the toy stage.
Did you disappoint Sasha greatly?
No, she wasn't disappointed.
What am I going to do with this, Mike?
But I do know that Mrs. Doc always is disappointed by what you're sliding her.
Always. It doesn't matter, man. I just quit trying.
Yeah.
I told you my rib. I get the kids to buy her hideous shit. Then she's got to wear it.
Bruh, you're a smart person, but that may be one of the smartest things you've ever thought of. Because they're still so young that she can't get mad at them for what they got.
And they can't remember what they did at school that day, but they can remember what they got Mama for Christmas, and they ain't gonna let loose.
Damn right.
They ain't gonna let loose of that nugget.
Right. All right, so Doc, I have a ton of shout-outs this week. Literally
Why?
A ton.
Why?
Well, we had some people bump up their patronage to get the Crockett promotion stuff that we're doing, or the Crockett clashes and whatnot, which we got one coming up in about a week and a half. And then we had some people move over from Patreon. We got some new folks who joined in. So I got a bunch of Patreon shout-outs.
Okay. Let's hear it, man. We're ending the year strong, Big numbers to close out the fourth quarter of our BTT fiscal year.
Please stop. I was talking to Half Pint Point, Marlon Mueller, about that on Facebook one day, the corporate speak. So please don't. We hear that for 50 hours a week. We don't want to hear it here. But let me shout out a bunch of new people. And first off, Kangol Fett. That's right. I said Kangol Fett. Welcome to the BTT Hall of Fame wing, and thanks for signing up on Patreon. Kristen E. Bolin, thank you for your continued contributions on Patreon, and thanks for bumping up your pledge. Someone named Travis, no last name, but they signed up on Patreon. So Travis, I don't know what your Twitter is. I don't know if you're on Facebook. If you are, my apologies, but thank you for signing up. Ian Totten, longtime listener, author Ian Totten, thanks for signing up. We appreciate it. Lucas Shoemaker, or Schumacher, I'm not sure. I think you can say it both ways. Longtime listener, thanks for signing up. He's a new one as well. Jesse Jacobs, I got an email, but I know you've been a longtime Patreon member, so I don't think you're new, but this email popped up, so what the hell? You're in the Hall of Fame. I'll shout you out, too, during this holiday season. Thanks, Jesse. I know you've been with us forever. Chris Zaha. God, Doc, if you were in the Facebook group, you'd love this guy. He bumped up his pledge. This guy is a superstar in our Facebook group. Tremendous content that he provides daily. He is a master of words, and I'll leave it at that. T Flint 1005 became a new patron. T Flint 1005, I noticed you signed up on the old Podbean feed.
Come on.
Make the move. Make the move to Patreon at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, and you'll get even more content like the video reviews that we do, or the video segments that we do for this show. And then last but not least, Nick Manecci. Nick, I'm sorry that I did not mention you when you moved over to Patreon a couple of months ago. I could have sworn I did. I even checked my notes and it was there. So apparently I didn't say it and I missed you. So I forgive you and I am sorry, my friend. So you can let the heat go now. Now, please do keep those Selena De La Renta tweets and posts coming on the Facebook group, because there are a lot of guys cranking one or two off when you post those things in a group. And that is my long list of shout-outs, Doc. What do you have?
Well, we are going to end the year with a whole lot of activity here. I think it would be a good move, though, a classy move here at near the birth of our Savior Day, to start with a couple of former guests that are going through some tough times, along with a third member of the wrestling podcast community. Let's keep a good Gary Gray in our thoughts. Also, Tracy Smothers, who recently, let the world know he's battling some cancer, and we know that Bobby Fulton's been tweeting about his health challenges. So, you know what? Everybody gets old, and what happens when you get old is you get cancer. So, once you've given us all you can give, maybe you look for some GoFundMes for them as well. Do you agree with that?
Can I stop you for a second?
What? Bobby
specifically posted on social media to let everyone know he didn't need GoFundMe. He had insurance, and he didn't. I don't know if someone had tried to start one or falsely started one in his name, like to defraud people. But he squashed it, like, when he heard about it. Yeah, he was like, no, I don't need that. Don't go there.
Okay, well, we're rooting for everybody to beat cancer, right?
Absolutely.
We don't like each other. We don't like much anything, but we certainly don't like cancer.
Amen.
Okay, amen. Amen. Okay, so I've got some other stuff here. The first thing I want to do is throw another shrimp on the bobby, if you will, and go to Australia, where, I don't know, Australia is such a weird place because it's literally on the other side of the world. And it's like largely uncharted land that's always like seemingly on fire. But it's also home to perhaps our filthiest listener, which is no doubt saying something. And no, of course, I'm speaking about Unconvinced Ray. Brother Dave.
He's a dirty bastard in the most glorious way possible.
A guy so dirty that the only thing that brought him back from his deathbed, it was not the electric shock paddles. It was hearing Harper imitate his buddy banging a deaf girl. And that's in this, what I'm about to do here. So basically, he finally got on there and wrote us a review on whatever. I couldn't find it on iTunes. So I don't know where he did this. But anyway,
it can take a few days to show on there.
Well, if you haven't gone over there to read it, I'm going to read. Here's Brother Dave's review of Book in the Territory. Once a millennia, perhaps less, comes a podcast so debonair, so classy, that it confirms just how much all other podcasts and we as a human race are arseholes. The world of pro wrestling podcasting is unbearably chocked to the point of explosion with self-important dickheads who in their delusional, masturbatory minds believe they are more important than the product. That's not part of it. And that's not classy. Book in the Territory rises above the soupy, pube-sprinkled jizz bucket of wrestling podcast. It is blessed and is a blessing. So if you love classic wrestling and listening to deaf girls have sex, subscribe to Booking the Territory. Very well done. So he's going to get in the Doc-A-Holic spotlight, but he's got company this week. Also, our good friend, Mr. Limerick writer, James Jarne Cornette, Dice Cornette, whatever he is. He was in a little conversation with another Twitter friend, Christopher Lettuce. I don't know if Crispy P. Lettuce.
Yes.
You know him?
Yeah, he's very well known in the Twitter community for old school wrestling.
That's right. So they were talking about cancel culture being weak. You know what cancel culture is, right?
Yes, I know what cancel culture is.
Would you give the people a quick little description, because they may not be finding this in their comic books? So help them out a little bit.
It's just the outrage and the constant level of outrage for things that are, whether they're controversial or deemed by some as bad jokes or anything that offends someone, and all of a sudden you're so offended you want whatever offended you to be canceled. And
well,
the greatest example I can give lately would be folks going after Cornette, in my personal opinion. But that's neither here nor there. There's other examples, but that's just one. Whether you agree with it or not, that's cancel culture.
Okay. Well, here's some truth out on the Twitter, where Jarne Z. Cornette says the fact people want others to disappear over jokes or opinions, but the bankers from 2008 are still going about their business, tells you all you need to know about the priorities of this culture. You know why that is?
Bro, I'm actually scared to talk about this because we might fall off the fucking map by some black ops folks.
Well, if you were going to go out there and really do something, that'd be hard. And most people don't really want to do hard work or like affect some real change. They just want to like bitch a little bit and get somebody, kicked off their post or whatever. That's why it's good for us. I mean, we don't give a shit. What are you going to do? Call our sponsors? You going to call my mom? You going to call Mike's mom? She's dead. We don't give a fuck, dude.
Well, that's what Corny said. He was like, I don't care. What are you going to do? You're going to, yeah.
We had, back when we halfway gave a shit, we were even filthier. We had t-shirts. Y'all sons of bitches didn't buy those, so we quit pimping those. We don't give a shit. This is a hobby.
That's the best part about it not being a full-time job or run by a corporation.
Oh, man, there you go, too.
Can you imagine if this show was run by a big corporation?
We would have two facets of life. Cutting the show and then heading straight into the principal's office to get yelled at for shit we said on the show. And then we'd be like, look, you got to stop yelling at us because we got to go cut another show. And that would be the loop.
I can hear some corporate executive. Can you tell Mr. Paperwork, Hardbody Harper, to not talk about his friend banging a deaf girl and the noises of, ooh, ooh, ooh. I mean, can you imagine that?
I would think that they would have a bigger problem with this chronic tardiness. Where is that motherfucker anyway?
Yeah,
why am I having to do all the work here?
I don't know. But hey, we'll get.
So I have one more person that needs to get the spotlight here.
Sure. Oh, that's nice.
And this is a first. I got to tell you, this is a first. But I'll be persnickered and goddamned if the Menace ain't getting in the spotlight this week.
Oh, really?
I heard you were texting at Dave Meltzer and he responded to you.
I don't know if he responded. I don't think he responded directly to me.
He basically said your baseball committee idea is some bullshit for the JYD Hall of Fame thing.
Oh, no, that wasn't me. So, longtime listener, Work Rate Midget on Twitter.
That's classy.
It's very classy. He's been listening, man. This guy's he's a long-time listener. So thank you, Work Rate Midget. He had mentioned that, and I just said, hey, look, that's not for me to decide. I don't really know how a committee would work with that, but I'll let Dave Meltzer answer that. It's his Hall of Fame. And this whole thing stemmed from a tweet that I put out there about it being just absurd that JYD is not in the Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Fame. Again, this year he didn't make the vote, which is just insane. But I beat that drum on Twitter, and then Brian Last and I did a whole show on it. So if you want to know more about that, go listen to that bonus show. It wasn't on Patreon. It was a bonus show that dropped a little over a week ago as of this dropping. So anyway, Brian.
And something else. How do you feel about finishing 3rd out of 4 on a recent poll out there on the Twitter for being the best wrestling podcaster in the business?
So that poll is still going on as of us recording this. So we'll have to see how that ends up. But
you beat out Ron Fuller, dude.
I feel like it's a rib. I'm only 14 percentage points right now under Corny for what it's worth. But
well,
whatever.
It's a bogus poll because where's Harper and I? Well, we know where Harper is. Harper isn't here, but where am I at?
Actually, he's showing green. And that poll was being run by Wrestling and Pop Culture Polls, which on Twitter is Classic PWP. There you go. If you want to check out that poll, Doc and I like polls, but not like that.
What?
Nothing else.
You keep my name out your damn mouth, son. Well, that's a lot of activity to wrap up what has been just yet another stellar, groundbreaking, show churning out year of BTT filth, raunch, and pestilence.
Amen. And right before our conference Harper in, I do want to mention a couple of people who have made this a great year, even better. Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Kyle Riley, and Mike Childry. They are basically the sponsors of BTT. Thank you for your patronage, your generous patronage each and every month. You 3 guys are the greatest. Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie is going to be back on the show in the next 2 months or so. He's going to get
what? He's
going to get drunk and he's going to do another show with me. There you go.
I'm about to get drunk and do a clash with you pretty soon too. I think we're going to talk about some run up to the clash here tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, we're going to talk about some run up. We actually have a clash in like 10 days from as of this show airing about that. So, and with that said, I think the superstar's on. Hardbody Harper, how you doing?
Hi.
Living a dream?
Yeah.
Okay, we're rolling sound, so don't say anything you normally wouldn't say. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you watching this episode and the next one we're doing, since we're doing it on the same day. Thank you very much for that. Well,
you're
we're
welcome.
Great, man. I know you're the man. You're the man. You're living the dream. How was Wildcat not X-rated? How was Wildcat Christmas, Harper? Did your team clean sweep the belts as we suspected?
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, there we go. See,
we always win because I'm a winner, and I associate myself with winners. That's why I'm a winner.
You should.
Unlike other people.
See, I see the line there. There's a line of logic there.
Yes.
Hey, I got a question. So you still seeing that girl?
If you want to call it that, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was just wondering. She said that she knows things are works, right?
Yeah.
You ever talk carny to her?
Like wrestling?
Yeah, like Sizuk this Dizik.
What?
I don't know. I was just wondering if you ever talk carny with your girl.
No. I vent to her about the fucking idiotic shit I got to deal with dumb fucking children. Or as I call them, OPCs, other people's children that I got to fucking deal with.
You're supposed to save that for the show.
I thought we were rolling.
We are.
See?
All right. Well, I tell you what. Harper, do you have anything before we jump into August 27, 1988?
This is the end of the year, Harper. Do you want to send them out hot? You got anybody you want to shout out?
I mean, I think we should impeach Mike. How about that?
Well, who would hit record on the show for us to be able to do this?
I mean, we should impeach you because I saw apparently you've been elected to some little fucking shithead top fucking podcast, and I see Mike Mills in that book in the territory, so that's bullshit.
I already said where were we? We got
exactly. Fucking dick.
Fucking dick.
It's called the New Orleans Saints, not Drew Brees and company, motherfucker.
It might should be though.
Fuck.
I did say in the Facebook group that, obviously it's not just me.
Yeah, but you probably said, yeah, but it's Lance. Like that.
Yeah.
Like that ever drew a fucking dime.
No, I know Lance couldn't draw a dime with fucking crayons.
I believe the saying is couldn't draw $1 with a green crayon. Harper,
he couldn't.
Like all right. So that we're not here all night, how about we get into August 27th, 1988?
Let's do it.
So
before we get impeached.
All right, let's go to the show, and I started the video version. We got the opening of the show, Shenanigans between Al Perez, Brad Armstrong getting choked. Sullivan and Gary Hart come in. There's heat, and we head to the studio after the opening. Nothing much to discuss there. JR, Tony, and David Crockett open the show, and Harper's phone's ringing. He got a virus again over there. Nothing to report as we head to the ring. First match up, Ricky Morton and Nikita Koloff defeat Max MacGyver and Jerry Price. Doc, do you have anything from Nikita?
Yes.
Punky Morton.
No. Go back. 240. And check out this whale on the outside of the ring. Look at that thing.
Damn.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me get it. Let me get it again.
Holy shit.
Okay, so how much does that weigh?
Oh, definitely 4.
No, she's short.
Oh shit.
Look at
Damn, dude.
That's
she is. She's as tall as she is wide.
Yeah, she's kind of round. Okay, so we talk about this a lot. Mike, how many wrestlers would have hit that?
None.
So if we finally found the woman that, look at that.
Bro, what's on her shirt? Is that like Travis Tritt or something? What is that?
Oh no, but those jeans are under severe distress.
Yeah, they're like screaming for help, dude.
Those seams are buckling, dude, like a California highway under an earthquake.
Those fucking pants are like the Kurds fucking asking for, hey, fuck, help us.
Come on, dude.
Going? Hey, where the fuck y'all going?
Jesus Christ.
And we're like Ricky Morton, just ignoring her on the way by.
See you later, man.
We got to go back home. Come on.
We got to worry about the Russians.
Dude.
Oh, wait. We're not 1978. Shut up.
My dad used to say, Doc, you talking about those stitches on those jeans? My dad used to say, baby, those stitches are screaming.
They are, bro. They're like, hold the line.
To be descriptive, though, she's not. She's fat, but she's really bad built. That's the problem.
She's fat, Michael. She's 6'5".
She's bad built, though.
And she's fat.
Dude, she's not even built like a linebacker. She's built like a D lineman.
She's an egg. She's a walking egg.
Yeah.
Those are 4XL bloomers underneath there too. Look at that.
Harper, how much would it cost you to take that?
Have you?
I would go home.
Mike, have you ever met a wrestler that would take that home?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Slim pickings in the mid 2000s, Harper.
Oh,
that's all I'm gonna tell you. It wouldn't have been me, but yes.
Bro, fuck that, dude.
Who gets the video editions of this? Patrons?
The patrons. All the patrons, they get the video.
If you're not a patron, it'd be worth it to be one right now. I'm just telling you.
Don't steal it.
Yeah, stop stealing. This is an impressively disgusting female human being.
She's so happy, and Ricky Morton blows past her.
Well, he probably couldn't tell if she was a boy or a girl. Now, here's the other thing. Look,
hold on. Let's come back and watch it.
You ain't ever seen him walk. He has never walked by a female that fast.
Watch him, Harper.
Nope.
Yeah,
so dirty.
Okay, here's a question. How do you? I mean, let's say that you wanted to have sex with that. How do you?
You fucking gotta shoulder up. See, this is what you gotta do. You gotta lower your shoulder into a gut like it's a tackling dummy. and you gotta just shove it up like that, and you gotta hold it with your arm, and then you gotta fucking fuck her.
Are you speaking from experience?
No, but that looks like if
Or
she
did
was
you
laying
see it?
down,
Or did you
that's what
see
you
it?
have to do.
Or did you see a training video somewhere? Jeez.
Dear God. Oh.
Well, we're gonna go out of this year just as classy as we started.
Utter filth. Okay. Anything else from Nikita and Ricky Morton defeating MacGyver and Jerry Price?
Man, that guy looks like a fucking scumbag, huh? With his slick back hair and his mustache.
Nikita keeps getting skinnier and skinnier too.
Yeah.
Harper,
well.
he looks like the typical like criminal in like a 1980s film.
Yeah, he's the guy driving the old like 1980s Cadillac, smoking a cigarette, and he's some kind of typical fucking asshole villain.
That's it. He's the villain. He's the villain in some old 1980s flick.
He's the guy Chuck Norris throws like over the bar in fucking Invasion USA or something.
How many times have you seen that movie?
Oh God, not enough.
Okay.
Doc, do you have anything from Ricky Morton and Nikita, their promo after this match, where Nikita calls Morton punky again?
I've quit even trying to listen to Nikita.
It's deplorable at times. And speaking of which, last week he made an appearance on NWA Power. And
yeah, did you hear that? I was watching it. I was like, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it? No. He didn't do it.
He's in good shape, though, Harper.
Yeah, he's in good shape, but he was a Ricky Morton.
Remember when we saw him make that promo not too long ago, and it's like, man, he has charisma. He didn't have to hide it behind a fake language.
Yeah, but it was the 80s, bro. You know the whole Russian USA thing, and that, yeah.
But now that there are friends, he can just like hang out.
Okay, politics free. The Russian assassin defeats Brett Holiday in the next match. Anything from that, Doc or Harper?
Who?
No.
The assassin? No. Come on, bro. That guy. Come on.
Okay. I mean, he's not. Once again, he isn't Pietrov. He actually can wrestle.
I get that, but hey, I got a question. This episode was 126 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was long.
Where the fuck are the Braves, dude?
The Braves will be back next week. This is hilarious. As kids, we would have begged for that 2-hour episode.
I'd have been like,
man.
The Braves, those assholes have never done anything. And now it's like, man, come on, Ozzie Virgil. Come on, dude.
Dale Murphy, where you at, brother?
Yeah.
I need me some Glenn Hubbard playing second base. That's a deep cut right there.
Oh, man. All right. After this, we go to Paul Jones and the Russian Assassin. Paul Jones continues.
He is terrible here.
It's bad. So I'll summarize it. He continues blaming Ivan Koloff for the failure of them being Paul Jones and his new army of trying to get rid of the Road Warriors. So Jones goes on for a long time, and then Morton comes out and confronts Jones in the Russian Assassin, and we appear to be headed towards Ivan versus Morton to see if Ivan can get his spot back with Jones. So I won't say anything more than to stay tuned on that, and the Clash of Champions will have a certain outcome related to what I just said with Ivan and Ricky.
Harper, you like that shirt that Morton's throwing down there?
Which one?
He's got a David Lee Roth skyscraper shirt on, I think. I know it's David Lee Roth.
Was that an album?
Yeah, that was an album and then probably a tour.
I remember the Yankee Rose.
Yeah,
I fucking love that song, man.
I think that was on Eat 'em and Smile, maybe.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm trying to get to the shirt so Harper can see it. You see it, Harper?
Yeah, I thought that was a fucking Guns N' Roses shirt at first.
I did too, because it's that same yellow font.
Yeah.
Like Appetite for Destruction, and I was like, if you start snoring, I'm going to drive over to your house and kick your ass, Mike.
Actually, I was a Guns N' Roses fan, and you know that.
We're giving these honky bastards that listen to this show exactly what they want.
Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. I was a Guns N' Roses fan.
Then
Take
you
me down
what?
to the Paradise City where the grass is green and the girls
that
are
dumb
pretty.
shit.
Oh, won't you please take me home?
That's like those people is like, I love country. Garth Brooks, yeah.
No, okay. I even like the second album. Doc, you're full of bullshit. I texted you over a year ago when Axl was on, I don't even remember what channel. I was like, holy shit, he sounds bad. What happened to him?
I mean, what do you want him to sound like?
I don't know.
Oh shit, man!
That's
You
true.
try to. He sounds better than Vince Neil does at this age.
Yeah, God, Vince, dude. I saw them in concert, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? You know, I know it's 1987 anymore, but fuck.
Those guys are the Terry Funk of rock and roll too, because they signed a contract to the people that said we're never going to tour again.
Right.
And those sons of bitches are gearing up to go back out on the road in 2020.
Kiss does that.
They do.
Well, bands are like pro wrestlers. They're never retired. I mean, that's a...
Yeah.
that's,
I mean, if there's money out there to be made, if there's a demand for them, they're going to do it.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Let's be real here.
Yeah.
So you like their second record? What was that, Michael? Guns N' Roses.
Wasn't it Lies or Lies, or
look.
something like that?
Lies. Yeah, look at you.
The live
I
one.
was a Guns N' Roses fan, man.
So that was the one.
I really want to know, because I know what Harper and I would say, but we like fucking Bang Tango and the Bullet Boys. So my question is, what did Guns N' Roses do that was different than the Bullet Boys of the world, or Motley Crue, or Ozzy, for you in the hood?
I don't know, bro. I mean, MTV was a thing at the time, and I probably just saw it on MTV, and I don't know. I can't answer that. It was good, though.
So we need to hear from our pigment challenged part of the audience. If you're not white like Harper and I, send Mike a message, maybe even Lance, and tell us whether or not you liked Guns N' Roses too. I'm interested in this. Did the brothers and the hermanos like Guns N' Roses?
Hermanos, pendejo.
Hombre.
All right. Are we done with Guns N' Roses?
Yeah, well, sure.
Okay. Let's go to Jim Ross, who's talking Midnight Express versus Tully and Arn, and then we're going to cut to a segment and something from the arena, and something's going to happen to Bobby Eaton. But first, let's go to this promo. Let's go to Jim Ross, who introduces it.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to World Championship Wrestling. A lot of things have been going on in the NWA. We've talked about Dusty Rhodes' altercation with Ron Garvin away from the wrestling event. We've also talked about great rivalries, and some great rivalries in sports are natural, like the Boston Celtics and the Los Angeles Lakers, the Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Longhorns. But right now we've got a rivalry developing here in the NWA that none of us ever thought would ever transpire. If we would have gone through the fans and said, name the top two teams in wrestling, then I think many fans would have said Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard or Jim Cornette's Midnight Express. Well, Cornette has challenged Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard for the World Tag Team titles for his team, and that was well enough. But what happened, ladies and gentlemen, recently, that Bobby Eaton was caught by himself because Jim Cornette was going to prove to the fans and everybody that Stan Lane and Bobby Eaton are great individual wrestlers. We remember Bobby Eaton had a great series with the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. Well, Stan Lane has won the coin toss, and Stan Lane will be challenging, according to Jim Cornette, perhaps Ric Flair for the world's heavyweight title. Well, that left Bobby Eaton alone in the locker room, and we're going to go now to a match that we're going to join in progress, and you're going to see exactly what happened while the match was going on. Something very drastic happened in the locker room.
All right, I'll stop it there for a second. Doc, you got any thoughts on anything JR said?
What if they went back to the locker room and it was just Bobby sitting there with his feet propped up reading Pro Wrestling Illustrated and drinking a beer? What's up, fucks?
I thought you were going to say, what if they went back to the locker room and Bobby...
Come on.
What?
What? He's back there banging some rat? Come on.
What the fuck? Whoa.
All right. So let's keep going to see what actually happens to Bobby in this segment.
Hit me from behind. Look at this right here, brother. Sweet Stan Lane is showing the wrestling world that the Midnight Express are just another couple of pretty faces. They're great as singles, they're great as a tag team, and we're going to kick the Four Horsemen's brains out, and we're going to win the World
Championship is going to be not too far behind, and I'm going to be just like J.J. Dillon, brother. I'm going to have a double.
Hey, Jimmy.
What? What do you want? What?
Wait a minute. What is this? They came charging out to get Cornette. Something happening here at ringside. I don't know what that is, Jim, but hey, look at Cornette. He's going up to get Leonard. He called him out of the ring.
Well, I don't know where
They're charging out.
Well, this is a strange situation here. The match was progressing very fine, and all of a sudden, Teddy Long comes down to the ring, gives Jim Cornette some information here. We got a camera following back into the locker room. Let's go back into the locker room now.
Hey, and there's the reason. That's exactly what.
Where's the cops?
All right, fans, you have seen the tape now. You know what has happened, and they are not denying what they have done.
Arn Anderson, there was a point in time where Bobby Eaton was your best friend. He would have given you the shirt off his back. So what'd you do? You got you and your little geek-faced friends together and you jumped him in a dressing room and you ripped the shirt off his back. Well, let me tell you something. The Four Horsemen, they go all around bragging about jumping Dusty Rhodes in the parking lot, jumping Lex Luger in the parking lot, all the people that you have jumped on. Well, let me tell you something, brother. This time you jumped on somebody that's going to jump back. We jumped on Dusty Rhodes too, and the Road Warriors, and the Rock and Roll Express, and the Fantastics. And I'll tell you what, Four Horsemen, we left them in a whole lot, hell of a lot worse shape than you left Bobby Eaton, brother. So you ain't got nothing on us. I guarantee you this, and you remember this, J.J. Dillon. This time, you jump first. Next time, we're gonna jump first, brother.
You know something, Jim Ross, what the Horsemen have proved by beating up Bobby a little bit in the dressing room? They've told us they're scared of us. They've proved, I guess, you know, the whole time these guys cruise around in their limousines and sip champagne and party with their ladies of the evening. The whole time they've been doing this, well, they've been shaking in their underpanties. You guys don't want to face us 2-on-2, do you? So you try to eliminate one, but it didn't work because punching and kicking Bobby around will not put him out. The next time we get in that ring, fellas, we're going to leave with your straps and leave the Horsemen looking like horses you know what.
You know, I've been getting my butt kicked in the wrestling business since I was 16 years old. And I've lost a few wrestling matches, but I've never lost one fight to one man in or out of the ring. But that night there were three of you guys, Tully Blanchard, J.J. Dillon, and you, Arn Anderson. But next time you meet with us, it's going to be all three of us, and you're going to wish you looked this good when we get through with you.
Yeah! All right, ladies and gentlemen, this situation is boiling, and we'll be back with more action here on the Superstation after this timeout.
Come on,
They getting
give it to me.
Yeah, no, huh?
Okay,
They
so
cheering in the studio, man.
let me have this.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
First of all, they roughed up Bobby. They're taking advantage of the situation. They're doing horseman shit. Which, hey, we all like horseman shit. So that shit's awesome.
Yeah.
But then they come back and Corny's like, y'all jump on people that won't jump, man. Here's all the list of people we jumped on. We don't give a shit. And that was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get Stan Lane cutting a fired up promo where he uses the words underpanties and straps, and he's hot. But the thing that got me more than anything else out of this is there ain't a person that comes out there that makes that crowd shut up. When Bobby Eaton opened his mouth, that crowd shut the fuck up. They were silent.
Mm-hmm. Harper.
And he did good.
Oh, he's fine.
Because he kept it short and sweet.
He ain't Arn Anderson, but he didn't have to be. Everybody wanted to hear what he had to say.
I totally agree. I hate agreeing with you, but it's true.
This was perfect all the way through by everybody.
Agreed. And another reason, again, I'm going to say it again. This is why Arn said he wished this could have went on for a good year. Harper, what'd you have from these three?
I mean, someone's got to tell Bobby they got a pepperoni on his face.
Come on.
Look at that.
Come on.
If you are going to be critical of one thing, that is something to be critical of, because it's just like a shiny thing of red makeup on his cheek.
They're like, Bobby, just sit here. It's going to look good, I'm telling you. Just sit here.
Maybe that's the salve they put on it.
Yeah. But I mean, once he started speaking, they shut the fuck up.
Man, how you ain't ever seen that?
Because they just saw something that they never seen before.
Mm-hmm. Money. That was good. And here's the other thing. J.J. Dillon and Tully and Arn are going to respond in a second. So just keep that in mind.
Well, they have to.
Of course.
Look at that. It's the Florida belt.
The Florida belt is still not gone. Rick Steiner carried it to the ring. He's about to defeat Keith Steinborn. Doc, anything from it?
No.
Ugh, that did not sound good. Harper, I'm gonna figure you got nothing from it either, and I'm gonna go to Al Perez defeats Gary Royal. Doc, anything from it?
No.
All right.
I had to stop popping pandas and look at my list.
How come when someone does the fucking spinning toe hold, they fucking take it off and then they do it again? What's the psychology of that?
That's a good question. Send that to the drive-through.
To me, yeah, you didn't cinch it in good the first time, so you had to reapply the hold.
Yeah, but that's how everyone has basically done it, and that's the one thing that it takes away from that finisher is that you take it off and then you put it on again. I mean,
I agree. I've thought that forever too, Harper. It almost looks phony because it almost looks like they're trying too hard to make it look emphatic that this is gonna hurt. And they do it again.
You would never see Flair put the figure 4 and then take it off and then do it again.
Yeah, I never understood that one either, and I never asked any of the old timers, hey, why did these guys do that?
And why don't you get the asshole from fucking Starksville to fucking hit up Cornette?
Damn.
What?
Oh.
Yeah, that was stiff.
I'm just saying.
Harper's getting mad at the dude that always gets on Corny's drive-through.
Fuck.
Calm down, people. We're having fun. Holy shit. Damn, Harper, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you all salty?
Saying. I mean, fuck, I think that guy should have his own T-shirt or something. Fuck. That's fucked up. See?
Oh, Jesus. Harper just went off. Okay. Let's go to J.J. Dillon, who's out here talking to Crockett. Here it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, the personal manager of the Horseman, J.J. Dillon. J.J., you have the World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair, the World Tag Team Champions, right? Tully Arn. United States Heavyweight Champion, Barry Windham. All these men are being challenged. One in particular, Barry Windham, has a young man by the name of Sting. Relentless. Every time Barry Windham tries to put him off, he keeps on coming after him. I think this man has a taste for victory, and he's going to do it.
Well, David, he sure does, and I think you've been very clever with your wording today because you've avoided asking me the question about the situation with Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express. Now, I don't know if this was by design or if you don't have much in the way of curiosity, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because you see it all falls into one big pile. Jim Cornette, the Midnight Express, Lex Luger, Sting, Dr. Death, Nikita Koloff, the Road Warriors, right on down the line for the very point that you have just brought up. Ric Flair is the World Heavyweight Champion. Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson are the World Tag Team Champions, which means they can only look down. They don't have to look up. They're already as high as they can go. So all you really have to do is protect your back door. Now, Barry Windham, yes, United States champion. There is one more step up, but he's very happy with his status. He is happy to be associated with Ric Flair in tag matches, 6-man, 8-mans, or what have you, and just to be associated with the Horsemen. Now, that's where you draw the line from there, and then all the rest of the names I mentioned fall below. And Jim Cornette, I'm going to tell you something right now. You're looking ahead. You want your team to be world tag team titles, you better watch your back door. Because the Fantastics, Ricky Morton, Nikita Koloff might slip in. I mean, might as well include the Sheepherders. There's a lot of great teams out there that could come along and take the United States tag team titles from under you while you're nipping at us. But meanwhile, we're going to keep your attention, and if we have to slap you all around, we will. And Sting and Luger, the same thing applies for you. Barry Windham, the greatest United States heavyweight champion of all time, the man that defeated the legend himself, Dusty Rhodes, turned his back on the man, and he's had nothing but greatness ever since. You have anything else that you want to know about?
JJ, everything you've been saying, one thing came out, that you're scared. Your team is scared. Because, wait a minute, you're on top, and you have nowhere to go but down. Get knocked off the mountain.
The only thing, David Crockett, that I'm scared about is that I may have to hire somebody else to count all the money I'm making.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we're going to have the World Tag Team Champions in action.
Doc, I'll throw it to you first. We're the top of the mountain, the front of the line. Y'all are just nipping out on our heels. What do you have?
All right. He's got to hire somebody to count his money. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
That would be a great problem to have.
I know, huh? Fucking Scrooge McDuck and shit.
Come over here, boy.
Are you getting serviced over there?
For me? No.
Or is your headset broken again?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. No, I was just asking. I mean, look, if you're getting service during the show, more power to you. I mean,
that's nice.
Doc and I haven't been able to pull that one off yet, at least not to my knowledge. So
you don't know that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Great. Doc, what other thoughts you have about JJ?
He was great. He was insulting Crockett, breaking shit down. He kept talking about back doors. I kept expecting him to say, and all the ladies that are going to join us at the Marriott tonight, y'all might want to watch y'all's back door too.
Whoa.
Grow up.
Flair likes to come in hot and raw, pal.
Come on, man. No,
condoms are for me and Magic don't wear condoms. You know what I'm saying?
That's right, man. Grab life by the horns, man.
Grow up.
If I grow up, there won't be any show, pal.
Yeah, really, exactly.
The business model is predicated on us not growing up.
Yeah, no.
Predicated on filth.
Right. Bingo.
It's funny.
It's funny. Sex sells.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Harper, any other thoughts on J.J. Dillon?
I mean, he was true. I mean, y'all sitting here focusing on us. I mean, y'all should be focusing on protecting y'all's titles.
For real.
That's a great point.
What are y'all gonna do?
Damn, look at that.
What?
The TBS logo that spins the...
Yeah.
That was that. Celebrate, Superstation TBS. You know how you used to play that?
No.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay. Keeping it moving, Arn and Tully defeat Brad Holiday and Lee Ramsey. Tony and JR talk about how the Midnight Express were getting universally cheered earlier and how strange and unreal that was. So even Tony and JR are pointing that out to the crowd. Just want to make that point. Let's go now to, we never skip JJ, Tully, and Arn. So here they are after their match.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the World Tag Team Champions, the Brave World Tag Team Champions.
You know, David Crockett, it makes no difference what kind of adjectives you put on it. The bottom line is, Bobby Eaton, you came out here and said 3 of us attacked you in the dressing room, and that's a downright lie. You lied to the public. You're so frustrated, don't know what you're doing, carrying those United States Tag Team titles around, and you want to be on top of the world so bad, you came out here and lied, make it sound worse than it really was. J.J. Dillon was nowhere to be seen. He was not there. It was just Arn and me. We were hitting you so fast and so hard, you thought it was maybe 9 people. But no, there's not 9 horsemen. There's only 5, but Flair and Windham were in the ring, so it couldn't have been them. It was just us 2. No J.J., and that's the bottom line. To be forewarned, or foretold, I might say, is to be forewarned. It's not like, Bobby, that I went to you and said, I want to be U.S. Tag Team Champions. You started this. You let Cornette, the man that's suffering from a hormone imbalance, do your thinking. That's where you messed up. Now, what I've noticed is after this little altercation, if we wanted to put you out, Bobby, we could have done it. Your family has been calling me once again ever since all this happened. The only difference being, this time I didn't talk to them because I didn't take the collect calls. You understand what I'm saying? If we wanted to put you out, we would have. The story goes like this. when you become a champion in a cutthroat sport like professional wrestling, you got to observe what everybody does best. We have always been called double up, triple up, quadruple up. We've been accused of it all our life. It's just like cheating on your wife. If you're going to be accused of it, go ahead and do it. You're going to take the heat anyway. So you say we like to double up, we double up. And when you come for our meal tickets, you come for the thing that we live for, you got to expect the very worst. It's not going to be a wrestling match. Cornette, you want to whack me with a racket? John McEnroe couldn't knock me out if the world depended on it. So I'm going to give you one little story. There's these two little dogs always chasing that big Mercedes down the street, gnawing at the tires, barking, 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 day after day after day, thinking they really want to bite that vehicle that makes them so mad, makes them so envious, until they stick their nose out too far, and that big Mercedes smacks them and knocks them in the ditch. And all of a sudden, once they've been smacked in the ditch or the dressing room, any way you want to look at it, they don't think, I want to jump on that Mercedes again. They think they should be happy just squatting on fire hydrants, what they do best.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it from the World Tag Team Champions. Now let's go to the ring for more action.
Holy crap. Doc, thoughts?
Well, there's your response. And the line I like is, you started this. You're the one that walked up and said you wanted this. Now you're going to get it.
I love too.
True.
It's very true. And I loved when he said, he used that analogy. He's like that dog nipping and chasing cars, and the car turns around and smacks him and kills him. Like, look, you little asshole. I didn't want nothing to do with this, but now you're nipping at my heel. So guess what? I'm going to deal with you, and it's not going to be pretty. I don't know, man. Orange is out there having church again and preaching. Just start passing around the hat, Arn, and so we can throw money in it and make it rain up in here, because good God. Harper, what'd you think?
He's fucking great, man. That's true. Fucking dog chase him until one day he gets hit by the car. It's like, man, fuck that car.
Yeah, dog ain't going to make it out too well after he gets hit, so. Oof. Doc, any other thoughts?
We need a GoFundMe for these two so that they don't leave. If Crockett won't pay them, maybe we could scrape together some money. Getting sad, man.
Can you imagine if we had the DeLorean, we can go back in time and make sure he doesn't leave?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody talks about...
just make sure he gets paid.
Well, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Just make sure he gets his money.
Just pay the motherfucker. Do you know how much damage that was the first bullet fired?
It was hurtful. It certainly was.
Yeah. That was the first loose fucking bolt that caused all the damage.
They left for the WWF over.
I mean, fuck, they got paid for it, so fuck them.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not mad.
Do you know how many people that were like, we're going to go to New York, we're going to get to wrestle at Madison Square Garden, we're going to the big time, and got up there and was like, this is some bullshit.
Fuck it, bro. I bet they got paid, though.
Yeah, I get that. And I get that it's a business. I get all of that. And I don't. But, Mike, you know full well that a paycheck, making a lot of money, doing something you hate, is not living your best life.
It's not living your best life. Now, that's why people got to have a fucking passion. That's the problem.
It's better than
you got to have a passion.
It's better than being poor. But slogging your way through a job is no way to live.
Yeah, I'm with you there. You ain't got to convince me of it.
Right. I'm just saying, he got paid up there, but it didn't look like it was a joyful paycheck.
Well, he comes back, I think, relatively quickly, but it's not quick enough, and he should have never left. That's the problem. Or it should.
Was it 2 years?
They're going, 18 months?
Yeah, it's a little less than 2, but just a. And when I say he shouldn't have left, I understand him leaving, why he left. He made the right decision for him. I don't mean he shouldn't have left. I don't mean he should have been like, oh, I'm just going to eat shit and forget the fact that they screwed me out of money. No, I'm not saying that. Arn did the right thing. Somebody's screwing you over. You take matters in your own hands and you walk away from it, especially in wrestling, because Lord knows Harper and I know this on an indie level. There are promoters that will screw you, even if it's over $10, $20. So
Yeah, fuck that. That's why I don't. I mean, people are like, how come you don't go here and there? I said, I stay close to home because I know Wildcat's not going to fuck me. I'm not driving all the way to fucking who gives a fuck Texas.
Hey!
For nothing.
No, he makes a real good point.
Or fucking who gives a shit fucking Alabama or Florida for fucking, fucking nothing.
Yep.
I'm not a mark for myself, bro. I'm not a mark for myself. I'm fucking 42 years old, bro. I got priorities.
I got broads that need a squirt on me.
Yeah, that's nice.
No.
Straighten up, Michael.
Okay, let's keep going. That was great from Arn, Tully, JJ. We go to Brad Armstrong, who defeats Gary Phelps. We then go to Brad Armstrong, meat and potatoes promo. I don't have anything from it. Doc, did you?
The only thing I had is that motherfucker was talking about Pac's song back in fucking Florida. That's some old shit.
Where's his dad at? In Southeastern or Continental?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 88. It's funny how he came in like a while back, and
yeah,
actually it's almost a year ago probably now. I say a while back, and then now we're here where we're at. So yeah, crazy stuff, man.
Son, I'm gonna go home and lift weights.
Okay.
These Crockett's don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Okay. We go then to it's a number of video clips, Doc, and it's very long, so I don't know if I need to play this or what, but so we got Gary Hart, Al Perez, and Kevin Sullivan, and then they cut a promo, and then they cut to Dusty attacking Al Perez during a Gary Hart promo, and Sullivan spikes Dusty in the forehead, which I thought was glorious. What?
Nothing. You just have got some hostility for old Big Dust.
Well, it is what it is.
You didn't exactly deny it there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the timestamp, but evidently I don't have it written right on my sheet. So anyway,
there he is.
Here it is. He stabs.
That spike is great.
Oh, it's great. And Sullivan. Okay, so Sullivan. Now Dusty comes in, and him and Al Perez are going at it, and they're doing some brawling, man. Give them credit, and the crowd's hot. And then Gary Hart he smothers Dusty with his jacket, and that's when Sullivan pulls out. This is great. Sullivan pulls out the spike, and look at that. I mean, he spiked Dusty in the head pretty good right there, man.
Oh fuck, man.
Yeah. This is. Oh, and he hits him again. Oh boy.
This was before the Road Warrior spike.
It was. Sure was.
That's getting close, though.
It is getting close. So, Doc, before we go to back in the studio with Hart, Perez, and Sullivan, do you have any thoughts on the spike and Dusty getting? You can't see it, but he's got a little blood there.
Well, I've said it. I like this whole Hart Sullivan connection, and it works. Taking some of the heat off the spotlight off Al Perez. Man, he got to run and start with that spike. I don't care who you are. Fuck that.
Yeah, that's one of those things where, like, when my dad's sitting there and telling me this is all fake and all a bunch of queers, that's the thing, like, he would see and go, damn, I think he really stabbed that guy in the fucking head.
He just had to bring up the fact that Papa Harper said, these are all queers.
Yeah, my dad, like, man, look at this guy. Like, put Jimmy Garvin is the perfect example. But the guy's a queer. Look at him with his hair and all long, and
his poofy hair.
Yeah, with his poofy long hair, and he's half naked, and this guy's got bleached blonde hair. Guy's a bunch of queers.
I like how fake sport turns into homosexuality.
Well, that's the insult of it all from you know, Mr. Harper.
And I was
over
a kid,
there.
like, I was like, no, they're not gay.
Brother, they're bringing more snatch than Papa Hardbody ever thought about.
I know.
All right, let's go back to the studio now with Al Perez, Gary Hart, and Kevin Sullivan. They've got something to say, and then we're going to go to Dusty right after that.
All right, ladies. All right, you took the spike out, the golden spike. You went after Dusty. Dusty's not afraid of you guys.
Well,
he went right out there
I
and
will
tried
tell
to
you
get
one thing. First of all, what Dusty Rhodes is all right. Supposedly he's on a great American campaign, and now we're finding out that the rich people can get away with anything. He jumped a former NWA champion and put him out of action. He took a ball back to Tully. This man is sick and demented. What he does is okay. Rhodes, I want you the collar. Tell him about Gary.
I want to just bring something out and make it very clear. We have had an opportunity to utilize the dog collar match. Kevin Sullivan's been in the ring with Al Perez. Kevin Sullivan's been in the ring with Mike Rotundo. Kevin Sullivan's been in the ring with none other than the most vicious of all the varsity club, Steiner. And soon, Rhodes, he's going to be in with you, brother. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard from them. Right after this message, we're going to hear from the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, about this dog collar match.
Dog collar match is serious in Southern wrestling. Doc, what do you have?
Why don't you ask Roddy Piper what happened to his ear at Starrcade, pal?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. That was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah.
This is
Did he go
serious.
deaf in that ear?
No.
Something. His ear got fucked up from it permanently, didn't it?
Wasn't deaf, but it sure didn't look pretty.
Because it said from him slapping him in the side of the face with the fucking chain.
Doc, did you hear that? I think
What?
that'll work.
You think it's a work?
Yeah.
We talked about it with your mentor on the Roddy Price Memorial, the Roddy Piper Memorial show.
Yeah, that was freaking 4 years ago now. But my point is, he wasn't deaf. He claimed he had ringing in his ear or something. And
Right, yeah, right.
But Rod said that he thought that he also bladed himself there, which bleeds pretty good from what I'm told. I've never tried it.
That's not true. You bladed yourself at that staff meeting that one time.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Like, this is how crazy I am. I'm going to cut my fucking head open. You think I want to hear about your fucking reports and your dumb fucking graphs? Fuck you.
It's almost like you were there, Harper.
Yeah.
For real. For real.
Here's an action item for you, and he whipped out the blade, man.
I tell you, there's nothing funnier than Doc talking about Sean Hart practicing a super kick and super kick in the air and in the back of the meeting room at the staff meeting. That's a visual. Just visualize 125-pound white broad super kick in the air and people walking up going, "What are you doing?" "Practicing my super kick. Just making sure I get it all perfect."
Yeah.
It's nice. Oh, living a dream, brother. Okay. Doc, I'm sorry, Harper, anything from Hart, Perez, Sullivan, or Dusty getting...
I mean, he fucking brought up the truth when he beat up Tully with the baseball bat.
Is the old saying, no lies detected.
That's right.
See, they don't insult us. They treat things real. They talk about shit that really happened. We love it. Everything was there, right, brother?
Why are you wiggling around so much, Harper?
I don't know. I'm just sitting here.
He's like Latrell tonight, isn't he, Doc?
Jesus, sit still, motherfucker. So I love the idea of Sullivan being wild enough that he needs to be on a collar. That's the great part.
Well, he really does.
I guess. Is he really a Satanist?
No.
Yeah.
But we should go to Dusty Rhodes and see what he has to say about
you could not have convinced me of that in 1986.
Well, yeah, all we had was a goddamn magazine with him looking like a fucking devil worshiper.
Right, he was the devil himself.
God, I used to love those magazines, man.
Oh, God, don't get me started. I got a pile of them in my closet, and I swear I've thumbed through one every now and then just to
I bought a couple at fucking WrestleCade. They were all just sitting there. I was like, man, I got to buy some of these. And he was like, well, you work for Waka, huh? Yeah, I was like, well, here, take a couple of them. I'm like, all right.
I got a bunch of them I had a couple of listeners send me some years ago, but then like they had duplicates, and then I got a bunch too for real dirt cheap off of eBay, like in good condition.
I've always wanted the fucking Sports Illustrated that's got Hogan on it.
Why?
Remember that one?
Because, I mean, when was the last time that's fucking happened?
Who cares?
That's nice.
You miserable asshole. He's just being a curmudgeon. Let's go to Dusty Rhodes and see what he's got to say in response to Gary Hart, Al Perez, and Kevin Sullivan.
They all talk big when the legend's not around, but when he comes in, the American dream makes them all cower away.
Well, I'll tell you something, David Crockett. You know, Ronnie Garvin learned the hard way. $50,000 was paid to take Dusty Rhodes out of wrestling. Now then, Gary Hart says, dog collar around the baddest dog of them all's neck. Let me tell you something, Gary Hart. We've been playing the deserts for many years. It goes back to Paxson now. It goes back a long time. You went into my beds. You went into my houses. You went into my homes. You went into my backyard and tried to take Dusty Rhodes out. The bottom line is a legend. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. Now then, taking care of business. 1988 American Crusade across this country. Now then, I'm coming for Gary Hart, for Al Perez, and for Kevin Sullivan because, woo, Lord only knows, Kevin Sullivan, you are just a little devil. You just a little devil, and I'm going to tell you something, brother. You're going to have to know now that your devilish ways are over. I'm going to clean you up. I'm going to put the dog collar around my neck, and I'm going to choke you down. Because when it's all said and done, the American dream is the one. You got to feel right for this thing, Gary Hart. Look at me, because I'm coming for you, Daddy.
All right, everybody has a dream, and that's the American dream, Dusty Rhodes. Now let's go to the ring and Sting.
Oh, boy. Sting's up next. But, Doc, any thoughts from Dusty right there?
Where's Dick Murdoch? Is he already gone?
No comment.
That's true, huh?
No comment. It's only been a week. Come on. Stop.
Okay, I liked it. I like it. Is it this match where they're like, which Cruel Connection is this? And Tony's like, wait, what color is he wearing? Oh, that's number 2. That shit was funny.
Yes. Yeah, this is it. And, yeah.
All right.
What you got from Dusty?
Nothing. I don't care.
Oh,
He's engaging.
Okay. Like, for real. I mean,
I had to sneeze, but y'all didn't take my cue.
Oh, gotcha. Harper, you got anything from Dusty? I thought it was meat and potatoes.
Yeah, fucking meat and potatoes.
Yeah.
Look at this fuck. Yeah, there you go. Smartest thing I've seen yet.
Hold on. So if you're watching on our Patreon video at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT, join $2 a month, or as much as you want if you'd like. You get all kind of access to our shows.
Shut up! Quit selling. This Kermit the Frog motherfucker was like,
it's a real quick.
Big asshole.
I'm gonna leap into action.
Cruel Connection. This Cruel Connection guy's out there with a cape, and he's got the fluorescent suit on, and Sting's over there talking to Teddy Long, the ref. And in the midst of that, he takes his cape off, the Cruel Connection, and he literally throws it over Sting's head and starts beating him up. It's just so fucking hokey.
Why?
It just is, man.
I mean, it's fucking perfect logic. Look, he's got the head. Look at it. Look, he goes to the second rope. Oh, shit.
That move on the second rope where he flexed his muscles, that's what T-Rex would do if he was a wrestler.
Have y'all heard from the T-Rex?
No, he's dead to me.
We haven't, but
man, business is like wrestling. For 99.9% of the people, once they don't work in your office,
look, he's about to flex.
When they move on, you don't talk to them anymore.
All right.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Mike. Where you work right now, if you left, how many people would you talk to?
One.
Is that one me?
Yeah, I think.
That's nice.
I've been there 5 years longer than you, and if I left, mine would be 1, maybe 2.
What about the broad with the rocks that like horses?
She's gone, dude. She's
gone. Oh,
well,
she fucking found a new horse to ride.
Let's be careful here. She moved to a different department. Let's say that. So we don't see her.
And then Harper said she found a new horse to ride. God, I can't tell you how bad that sounds. All right. Back with the show, we got Sting. He does defeat one of the members of the Cruel Connection. Thank God. It went on too long.
They got 2 of these fucking assholes?
Yeah, Cruel Connection 1 and 2. Sure do.
Yeah, whatever.
Hey, look, if you really think about it, this is like the precursor to the Ding Dongs next year.
Or
in
Ascension.
A way. Or who?
Ascension.
No.
So this guy basically, they replaced Gladiator number 1 and Gladiator number 2.
Remember them? There you go.
Yeah, that's what he's like a fucking walking highlighter.
Harper's getting
hot. This
guy. Sting is going to cut a promo after this. Doc loved this Sting promo. Sting is literally whispering during the promo, and then he says, I don't want to scream because I don't want to scare Barry Windham. And then at the end, he yells and howls. And all I could think of when I watched it was, Doc must be losing his mind. Doc, did you lose your mind?
I don't care.
That's nice.
He's got years to go before he kills the territory.
He doesn't kill the territory.
Yeah, Sting don't. Yeah, he's fucking stuck there. I mean, what are you gonna do?
It's not Sting.
Mike, who killed Smoky Mountain?
Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Who else?
Did he?
Tommy Wildfire Rich.
Who else?
I don't know. Nobody
You told me today there was a second culprit.
Who?
I did?
How?
Oh,
the wolf
man. We're giving something away when we say that. It's bruh. I know our schedules have been off, but Harper has got to make at least. I know we're nowhere near this, but when we get to that last 3 to 4 episodes, holy Jesus Christ, it is so bad, so bad. Am I lying?
Bad?
It's pretty bad.
It's Harper. It's rough when you. It's morbidly fascinating, and when things are morbidly fascinating, that means that something is bad, but you're fascinated by how bad it is. It's bad, and
like
I love
Tim Horner
Jimmy.
Promo.
No, Tim Horner promos were better than Tim Horner's bad promos were better than most of the stuff you see at the end of Smokey. Am I lying, Doc?
Oh my God,
it's rough,
bro. The Wolfman starts getting a push.
As what?
As the Wolfman.
As being a champion?
No.
We're not gonna. No, that doesn't happen. But it's just, and there's a lot of replays and recap segments and every show. It's Tracy and Dirty White Boy are good at the end, and there's some stuff with Robert Gibson that's good. But we'll get there. It's just rough.
Just talked to a friend of mine, Andrew, and he was telling me that like back then, Smoky Mountain used to come on here like at 4 a.m.
I can believe that.
What did I tell you, Doc? Remember when I told you that?
Was that true?
There was a time in '95, I believe, that it came on at like an ungodly, ridiculous hour, like 2, 3, 4 a.m. And it wasn't on for long, Harper. It was just
okay.
And I don't know how. It may have been on like 26 or 38.
Well, yeah, it would fucking have to be one of those channels.
Yeah, and yeah, so it was on for a second or two, but it wasn't long that it was on. Harper, Lex Luger's cutting a promo. Thoughts?
That girl had some thoughts.
She was like the fucking extra you see in like Growing Pains walking down the high school fucking hallway with the traffic keeper in her hand.
How old is she?
Stacy is her name.
Yeah, Stacy. She comes from a good family.
And she did not want the football player to touch her there.
Right. and her father works for the fucking post office, and her mother is a school teacher.
All right. Stacy, got it.
Later, she grew up, packed on 75 pounds, and only blew her husband on his birthday.
Come on. What the fuck? Yeah.
Can you grow up, please? All right. Sting's promo was terrible. We'll keep going. Lex Luger cuts a meat and potatoes promo. He puts over the greatness that Ric Flair is, gives him credit on how he wrestles everyone and how he has beat them all. And then his shirt comes off and he's a little sweaty. And I thought Lex was solid, though. Nothing spectacular. He does say what's causing all this, and pretty good, though. Any thoughts, Doc?
Not really.
Harper's still drooling over Stacy.
Look at that. Look at Lex, man.
Starting to get sweaty.
Doesn't he sound so much better than fucking Sting at this point?
Yes.
It seems like Sting isn't learning. No. But like fucking Luger seems to be more calm and it's just part of his daily routine now to fucking do this.
Agreed. Dr. Death is going to defeat the Menace.
Yeah. I forgot about him.
Yeah, the Menace.
There you go.
Doc, is that you or Harper?
That ain't me.
I'm getting some important messages.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then after Dr. Death, we go to Ric Flair, who's going to cut a promo. Let's hear what Ric's got to say right now.
To be the man, you got to beat the man. And here he is, the world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. Rick, you were back there. You heard what Lex said. He knows he's got you. What do you think?
Well, first of all, if I were David Crockett and I were associated with Ric Flair, I'd do what I do each and every week, and I would say, ladies and gentlemen, before you, we have the greatest wrestler of all time. We have a man that in his own modest way can tell you that last year he made $2 million without a law degree, without practicing medicine, without owning a corporation, and without running for president, which is next on the agenda. The bottom line is right over there in that squared circle, this college dropout, this guy that ran with every woman that would have him from the time he was 15 years old, is the best wrestler in the world today. And we're talking about the major league of professional sports. Dusty Rhodes, Mr. Million himself, $2 million last year. Lex Luger, 9 years in the NFL. His first year in wrestling, $1 million. That's big time bucks. That's us. And that's Ric Flair leading the pack. You like it? Custom made. This right here, you want one, it'll cost you $1,000. You want one of these? You can buy them all over the country. They're $15,000. The bottom line is, we're talking about the greatest sport in the world. And Lex Luger, oh, you are God's gift, aren't you, pal? Huh? You have got the greatest physique of any athlete in the world. You just are the catch me out, aren't you, huh? You're everything every woman wants. You're everything every man wants to be. The bottom line is, though, pal, you can't sell me on that. You know why? Because when you were playing football, all your buddies used to say, hey, Lex, did you see the champ yesterday? He beat up Dusty Rhodes. Hey, Lex, did you watch TBS last night? Nature Boy did it again. And now, Luger, you have got the distinction of being one of the big boys in this sport that has tried to take not my Mercedes, not my big house on the big side of town, not trying to take one of my women, but you tried to take
my baby. And this big boy is what I really call my big baby. All mine. $40,000. And my name is right there. There's only one. There's a lot of people that would have you think that maybe in some capacity for some regional association that they're the world champion. But the bottom line is, talk to Big Ted, talk to Dusty Rhodes, ask yourself, Luger, ask any athlete that knows sports. I am your world's heavyweight champion. And Luger, no matter where it is, what major city matters not. The bottom line is, in all my magnificence, you're gonna be mine all night long. Woo.
He is.
All right, we can just we can just close it. Look, some more stuff goes down, but we can just stop right there. That's nothing's topping that. That should have been the end. Doc, your thoughts?
That should have been the end.
I mean, yeah, this should have been the end.
Let's end on a high, man. Let's send them home happy.
Although like a fucking baked potato, huh?
What?
With that fucking aluminum foil. He looks like a goddamn, like a frozen dinner.
You talking about Garvin?
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Garvin and Precious are out there. Now, Precious did look all the way live. Doc, I got a question for you. Flair said he made $2 million last year. How much do you think he spent? 4?
Shit.
5?
5 or 6.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Double that shit.
Here's a question, and it's not too political. What would be more wild-assed? A Ric Flair presidency or a Donald Trump presidency?
Oh.
Bruh. Okay.
Because if Rick cut a State of the Union, woo!
See, this is for different reasons. Flair would be wild because because see, Flair, you got to remember, Flair lived that 80s lifestyle with the broads hanging all over him, and Flair would go into business for himself, like in a way that I don't think any president, including Trump, would. Flair would have broads on his arm at the State of the Union, wooing and talking about going to the Marriott after he would look at the cameraman and go, "Don't wrap me up. I'm getting all my stuff in." And then he'd be like, "And I'm out of here, and we're going to the Marriott. Meet me." I mean, he'd be going off. Go ahead, Harper.
Imagine him having to deal with fucking Nancy Pelosi. Oh, that little Puerto Rican broad from fucking New York. Imagine bringing up Space Mountain and shit.
Imagine him dealing with anyone.
Anybody.
Yeah.
Republican, Democrat, Independent.
Eddie, I'm the champ. What's your problem?
Right. He would be so different because he would not, I don't know what Flair is, but he would be so different because he wouldn't be politically affiliated. It would, you know what his political party would be, Doc?
Titties.
You nailed it. That's his political
Coke.
Party. And imagine him, if we needed another Supreme Court justice, he'd get Ricky Morton on the panel.
Come on.
And Ruth Bader Ginsburg would be like, "Mr. Morton, oh, Rick, no, you cannot do that. Oh, you old bag, shut up." You know what I mean? It'd be pretty wild. A Flair presidency would be wild ass. Don't get any ideas, man. Could you see his political ass, Harper?
Fuck, that'd be great, huh?
God. Oh, shit.
But let's don't gloss over the fact that Rick was awesome out there. Other people in regional promotions. I'm your world champion. Come on, bruh.
And I love how he puts the promotion over.
Yeah,
he's trying to convince them that it's fucking worth the sale.
Yeah, that's true. Good stuff from Rick. Jimmy Garvin, as we saw all the way live with, or Precious all the way live, and Jimmy Garvin defeat Agent Steel. Mike Rotunda then defeats Eddie Sweat. And the last promo before we go off air is Mike Rotunda and Kevin Sullivan. Not going to play it. Rotunda talks about defeating Dr. Death in the state of New York and retaining his TV title. And that's it. So we do need to do the Rolex and give out the grade for this episode. Before we do so, a couple of things. Let me mention this and get it out the way. Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with ROH's Brian Malonis and Mike Crockett. Check them out every single Monday. They do classic and current stuff. Check them out. Good stuff. Also, check out Our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn. The northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional still, nonetheless. You'll love it. They support us. Please support them. And also, one other thing, tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Great way to support this show without spending anything extra. It's literally free. The only thing you're spending is the money you're spending on whatever you're buying from Amazon. If you got gift cards on Christmas for Amazon, go to our link, tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon, and use it. Thank you very much for doing so. That said, Doc, I'll go first on my Rolex. It was a toss-up. There were a lot of contenders. Cornette in the Midnight, Arn, Rick. I'm going to go Rick, and it's only because he really popped me when he said he made $2 million, but I'm thinking in my mind he spent $4 million. So anyway, I thought Rick was good. That said, I'm not trying to take nothing away from Corny, Bobby, Stan Lane, or Arn. I thought all of it was good, and I'm splitting hairs here. Doc, who are you giving yours to?
Ditto. For the same reasons. I had all those guys in the contendership, but Rick was Rick, and we need to not forget that Rick is Rick. So,
Preach. Okay. Next, Harper, who you giving yours to?
The fucking Midnight Express.
You get hot about it.
I mean, we've seen Rick do this 1,000 times.
So
we never seen the Midnight Express do what they just did.
You seen titties 1,000 times. You gonna turn them down? Come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come on, Michael.
That's true, Mike. This is your fault.
Yeah.
All right, Harper. I mean, it's your award. You give it to who you want to give it to.
That's right.
Let's rate this sumbut.
What are you rating it, Doc?
Man, it's a long episode, but it's a good one. I'm gonna have to give this an A.
Yeah.
A+ for me. What are you giving it?
Yeah. A+, bro.
This was money, man. This was a real.
This is wrestling.
Amen.
This is awesome. Yeah, fuck off.
It's nice. All right, so we're going to get out of here. Lastly, before we do so, it's been a wonderful and blessed 2019 for this NWA show. We have seen massive growth yet again. Thank you for all your downloads and support of the show this year. We appreciate it. You guys and girls out there are the best. Yes, we do have women that listen to this, believe it or not.
Yeah, no, they don't.
Oh, they do. So we appreciate your support of this unprofessional podcasting venture that we are on. We're not done yet, though, this week. I randomly selected with a lottery type generator our patrons of the year. So I'm going to throw it to that now. Here is the closing segment to the last NWA BTT episode of 2019. Here are Josh Fields, Robert Smith, Chris Cepeda, not Cepeda, Doc. We've been saying it wrong for years. I got it right that time, Chris. Joining me for the Patreon Members of the Year segment on BTT. Thanks again. And here is to an awesome 2020. We'll talk to you again then, unless you're listening to our Smoky Mountain show that's coming out Thursday night. That said, Harper, hit the tagline. Get us over to the Patron of the Year segment.
Book it, bitch.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. You don't want to miss our best material.
Yeah, for real, man. So, anyway, I'm sitting here right now with Chris. I won't give you guys last names unless I'll let you say it. I'm sitting here with Chris.
My last name is Smith, so it really doesn't matter if you give my last name or not.
Your last name's what?
Smith.
Okay,
so it does not matter
pronouncing my last name for years.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I took your last name the way Doc said it is the way it's said, but I don't. That's obviously not right based on what you're telling me.
No, you guys have been saying my last name wrong, almost as long as my boss has, if not longer.
Oh shit!
But yeah, it's my last name is simple. It's the same way it looks. It's Cepeda.
Okay,
there's 2 E's and 1 A, and Yeah, y'all add an extra A to it. There's 2 E's, 1 A. Sapita.
That's the fucking Village idiots. I'm sorry, man. You know.
Well, the man's got a doctorate degree. What do you expect?
No bullshit. He's one of the smartest people I know, but certain things he's just not too smart about. That's all I can say.
I've got a daughter that's got over a 4.0. We're not sure if she can tie her shoes. I know how that works.
That's it. All right, man. Let me introduce the patrons of I'll say quarter and year. It was supposed to be 4 of us. Right now, it's only 2 of us. I want to welcome in Chris Sapita. I'm sorry. See, I did it again right there. And Robert Smith to the show. They have both been patrons. Robert, you've been patron for quite a long time. Chris, you became one this year, but it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just glad you all are both patrons and support the show. And can deal with me begging for money, I guess, every single week on the show. But no, seriously, I want to welcome y'all in, and I'll get things started. First, Chris, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing well, recovering from knee surgery, but I'm doing well.
That's great. That's great. That's real classy. Robert, how are you?
Real good, Michael. Well, thank you for calling. And we just finished the wife's Christmas party this evening for her work, and we had quite a good time. I sent you pictures, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it looked like It was all the way live.
Yeah, all the way live. You know it.
Oh, man. It definitely looked all the way live. But with that said, let's jump into this. So the first part of this is going to air on the main show, and then the rest of it, after I ask you all a couple of questions, will air on its own show on the Patreon feed. So this will be up, I'll just say, not this coming Thursday on the 19th of December. It'll be after Christmas. So it'll be the after Christmas show that this part will be up. But first, I know the answer to Chris because I distinctly remember connecting with him on Twitter years ago. But I'm going to ask, Chris, so you can tell the people, how did you find out about Booking the Territory first?
God, I mean, it was, you guys may have been in for like 30 episodes. Was it Michael Tarver that was always on? You were interviewing a bunch back then?
Yep.
But I tweeted out that I needed some podcasts to listen to, and you followed me, and then, I don't know, a few weeks later, I finally listened, and I went back and listened to day one, and those first few episodes, man, I don't even know. You should be paying me, because those first few were brutal. The recaps of Raw and SmackDown and everything else. It was, I should have done the Von Erich thing a long time ago.
That's real classy. Those were definitely brutal, and I do remember that. Yeah, you were in the 2015 range. It was definitely towards the end of that year. I remember hearing from you on Twitter or connecting with you on Twitter. So thank you for sticking with us. I know those early episodes were damn brutal, so I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Robert, I'll throw it to you. I've never asked you this. You found us. How did that come about?
Yeah, I found you via the 605 podcast. It was right about the time you started doing the Smoky Mountain Review. You guys were doing the NWA show, which was about the time I stopped watching wrestling in 1985. That was when I was 14, 15, started high school, and yada yada. But to answer your question, I found you through the 605, and like Chris said, your first few shows were brutal, man. That one-man gang deal where he's screaming into the microphone, it blew I'm pretty sure it deafened me by 20% of my total hearing when it went down. But in spite of that, I came back and listened again, and you guys, you picked up right where I left off with wrestling, and I've been listening ever since, and you guys have a great thing going there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I finally figured out, I had no audio training as far as being able to edit things when we first started and whatnot. I mean, I don't think I really learned a lot until over a year into it, and I'm still learning to this
Mike,
day.
I had my earbuds in, and I was like, I'm going to give these guys a listen. And I was like, the one man gang was like, yeah, right off the bat. I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like deafened right off from the first, and I was like, all right. So anyway,
I fast forward the opening because of that.
Yeah,
I do too, man. I hit the 30. I hit the 30 and 30, and I'm past the one man gang, and we're all good now. So.
It's actually turned down now over the last year. He shouldn't be as loud if you did listen to it, but I can tell you,
I heard it today. Like it's still pretty loud.
It's turned. You got to be kidding me! It's all the way down.
No, Chris is right. It's pretty loud.
Okay, so
now my wife is in bed. My wife is in bed right now, telling me you're way too loud right now because we're in the Hilton in Columbia after the Christmas party. So yeah, and it's the same thing. So it's still too loud.
and there's been a few episodes, Mike, where you're like a little too low. And so whenever I get prepared for it, and then I hear the one man gang thing, I hate myself immediately because it's that loud.
Yeah, I don't want to put this on Skype, but oftentimes it's Skype, and I try to play with it. Oh, that did not come out good. I mess with the
so when you're playing with it, does not give you
that's much better. When you play with it or mess with it, it's all good.
I feel you on that one. Yeah. But go ahead, Chris. You were saying something.
No, I was asking, when you do that, do you just not give you pointers? Are you looking at some of the weird photos in the Facebook group when you're, messing with it? He said with quotation marks.
Something like that. That Facebook group is going to be the death of me. I can tell you that much. Oh my God, the DMs that I get about people not liking certain things in a group, I'm like, dude, I can't monitor this thing 24 hours a day. I have a full-time job. One of these days, it'd be nice to just scroll through that thing all day, but I just can't. But anyway, I appreciate those who have a sense of humor in our Facebook group because it can get raunchy sometimes. All right. So enough about that. I think y'all kind of answered this, but I'll ask another question that'll be on the main show that we're talking on right now. Chris, besides the one-man gang blowing your eardrums out, and besides the fact that you got through those brutal first few episodes, what kept you on the show? What kept you listening? Was it Doc? Was it Harper? Was it me? It has to be Harper because he's the goddamn superstar.
Honestly, it was Harper. It still is Harper. Like, I need Harper. Fuck Morgan Freeman. I want Harper narrating my life. Every bit of my life. And like I've said for however many years now, hashtag Doc is the worst. He didn't need to be on the show. I like Lance better. I said it. Doc can piss off. I want Lance. And no, I need Harper narrating my life. Going to the grocery store, dealing with the idiots, because, I live in Louisiana, and you know what the idiots we have here are. So yeah. I need him around. You're all right. You're one of the good ones.
Thoughts and prayers, dog.
That's really classy, Chris. Robert, what kept you around? Harper, Doc, me, or the whole kit and caboodle, as Jimmy Del Rey used to say?
No, actually, it's you, Mike. I mean, you're obviously a very nice guy. You've created a community on Facebook, and I don't think you can underestimate what a wonderful thing that is. You brought together a group of guys who have a common interest and who have become friends on it, and that's just a wonderful thing. I think you should take credit for that, and that's why I've stuck around, and that's why I support the podcast.
I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. That means a lot to me because it's a lot of work.
It's a real community you've created, Mike, and my wife is shushing me again, but and I'm getting loud, but yeah, it's a real community you've created, and that's a wonderful thing. I mean, that's a wonderful thing. That's all I can say about that.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you, Rob. I appreciate it. Well, look, we're going to go over to the patron only portion of this show, but I want to thank you guys again for being patrons. Thank you for all your support. It really means a lot. We're a mom and pop shop. We literally became an LLC just based on the fact that we were doing really good things and the show was growing. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the support. We're going to go try to finally get Josh on. He's now messaging me saying he's ready. So with that said, Chris, hit the tagline and get us out of here. But we're not done because we're going to go do the rest of this thing. But hit the tagline for me and get us out of here.
Book it, bitch.
What the fuck?
All right.
Well done.
Let me try to get Josh in now. He is, and the recorder's still rolling, y'all. So he is DMing me now, and he is saying that he is on. So let me try to get him right now. First, let me say, I am calling you now. None of this is getting edited out either. Let me just say that. All right, so here we go.
Grandpa, could you type a little slower?
Yeah, that's what happens when you multitask. I try to tell Doc that all the time because he's yelling at, this is something y'all never see on this show because, you're just listening. He's texting me, and at the same time, I'm navigating my notes. I got 10 windows open on the computer. I'm navigating my notes. I'm navigating the timestamps. I'm looking at what's coming up next. And he's saying, Jesus Christ, can you hurry up? No, fucker. I got a million things going on over here. Anyway.
So Doc is your wife on a road trip.
Oh, my God. That's a great analogy.
You're welcome. Put that on a T-shirt.
That's a fantastic analogy. Josh, is that you?
Yep, that's me.
Hey, man, what's up?
Oh, nothing much. You doing all right?
Yeah, we are actually rolling and recording because I got started with Chris and Robert here that I have on, 2 other Patreon members. So we just
hello Josh. We've been trying to get you for 20 minutes now, so thank you for joining us.
Sorry about that. I was doing my best Harper impression.
Oh! Do tell more while we're recording. Give us fill us in on the details if you can. I say that jokingly.
Oh no, I'm talking about running late. I'm a married man. None of that other foolishness.
Okay. So now that y'all that is a 100% true story. This man will say, "I'll be on at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock," and like clockwork, the clock's just spinning and Harper's not there, and he's like, "Yeah, I was just taking a dump. I figured y'all know." And that's a
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike. Listen to this.
He's pissing on there like Harper did. That's great. He's just, all 3 of us are married. Well, I think we're all married. I know we all have children because I know you guys from social media. So, when you have kids and wives and you're attached, oftentimes your schedule can get kind of messed up. Well, with Harper, he has none of those excuses. It's just, he's flying by the seats of his pants and it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? No other way to say it. So, it is what it is. But hey.
Living the dream, brother.
That's it in a nutshell. He's living a dream. Josh, I did ask the guys before you joined, so I'll give you a chance to wow, we get a fucking flush too.
That was a long
keeping it unprofessional for you, Mike.
What the fuck?
All right. Josh, I'll give you a chance, man. I had Chris and Robert. I asked them 2 questions. One was how they found the show. So I'll throw that out to you. And also 2, not only how you found the show, but what keeps you listening. Is it me? Is it Doc? Is it Harper? Is it all 3 of us? And so go ahead. How'd you find the show, and what do you enjoy about it, and what keeps you listening?
Well, I was just searching through the podcast after I'm not one of those guys that listens to 9,000 podcasts, but for some reason it popped up and I started listening to it, and it popped me. I was rolling the very first episode. It was fantastic, and I'm a Harper mark, so what can I say?
Before we get out of here, big shout out to all of our patrons out there. Thank you for supporting this show. It means the world to us. It helped make 2019 a great year. We picked up a lot of new Patreon members, so I want to thank you for supporting us. It's a lot of work that goes into this. Harper, Doc, and I, we bust our butts, and thank you for becoming Patreon members. I can't say it enough. We appreciate it. Also, shout out to our Hall of Fame Patreon members, Kangol Fett, Don Dipponet, Lee Russell, MDQ for Life on Twitter, George Davis, Kevin Carter, Michael Angel, Bob Richards, Rocky Suezo, Christopher Champer, Will Hartkey, Robbie Dyson, Rick Beebe, Brad Dunifin, Tom Schlegel, Coach Joey Chase, a.k.a. Willie Chase, Steve Malbasa, LaRon Brown, Kenny Byersdorf, Glenn Abbott at GA WrestleNut on Twitter, Bobby Murray, Marlon Mueller, a.k.a. Half Pints Point. It's going to be all right, Half Pint. Simmer down, have some Jack, and keep doing what you do, bud. I love you. Josh Warren, Everett Starr, Mike Childry, Kyle Riley, Disrespectfully Classy, Marky Blassie, Craig Norman, Johnny on Patreon, the great John Dean, who's at YRC21 on Twitter, Josh Dunn, at Ryan and Auburn, good old Justin, Robert Smith, Joseph Ice, Tim Moretti, Adam Price, Brian Evans, Mark Wilson, Armando Martinez, David Jordan, Jesse Jacobs, Chris Myers, Gerald Green III, Mitchell Johnson, Mike Prue, Will Parker, Jeremy Bryant, Classy Alex, David DeVries, SV Padgham, Bill Sousa, Big Rich, Allen at Spyboy Sports Cap on Twitter, R.E. Miller 39, Jay Shiny, Ruben Espinoza, Merciless Jones, Jesse Lucas, Chris Browning, Justin _Andretti, Codeman 822, Marty Howell, T-Hog 94, and Godbold Unreal. Thank you for being Hall of Fame Patreon members. And before we get out of here, I do have to give, as always, a special shout out to the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing with ROH's Brian Malonis, who just signed another contract with ROH. So Kingpin / Brawler Brian Malonis, congrats on re-signing with ROH, and keep doing what you're doing with the Bruiser. And check out his show with Mike Crockett, the Wrestling Podcast About Nothing. They talk classic and current stuff. It's a good show. The guys support us, so please support them. Really, really good dudes, doing good things, and I'm proud of all their growth this year. And also check out our Vantage Point, the Retro Wrestling Podcast with Joe Murata and Michael Quinn, the northern version of BTT, slightly classier, a little bit more professional, but still fun nonetheless. Good guys, do good work, really, really, really helpful to us, so please support them. They also support us. And then lastly, shout out to my boy Mike Prue and JV from the Bottom Line Wrestling Cast doing their thing. I think they're nearing the end of the series of Stone Cold Steve Austin's career from, I don't want to say start to finish, but, you know, in world class, and then mostly, obviously, WWE. They're going month by month on a weekly basis. I believe they're almost done. Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. But also, so check that show out, and then also check out their ECW Extreme Cast that they do on our Patreon feed. So Patreon members out there, there's an ECW show that they do kind of watch-along style, and it's fun. I think Mike and JV do a good job, and I'm proud of what they're doing over there with that show. So check them out. Good dudes, solid, professional, more professional than Doc, Harper, and I. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this week's show. As usual, thank you for everything you do for the show as Patreon members. And if you're not a patron, please become one at tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. That's tinyurl.com/PatreonBTT. A lot goes into this, and for everyone out there who's become a patron, or if you're considering becoming one, we appreciate it. Thank you very much. For Mike and Doc and Harper, who are not here, I'm here, but they're not. You know what we always say when we get out of here? Book it, bitch.